But I think another problem with the Democrats is how elitist they sound, right? Like, yes, we're the smartest, we're the educated ones. Everyone else doesn't know what they're talking about. Everyone else isn't as qualified as we are. And just stop with that already. Like, they don't understand. I don't think they realize they're doing it, but they're doing it and it's not coming across well.
And the Kasparian is about to go off on the woke left, man. This is crazy. I never would have thought I'd seen the day, man. But she's been making a lot of recent changes, man. I think it was based off of experience that she had where she lives. But boy, is she cooking the woke left, man. Let's get straight into it. Don't forget to hit the like button, share the video also drop some comments. And if you got extra time and love, check out my memberships. It helps out my channel a lot. Let's get straight into it.
Politics is the only business in which you can prove your authenticity by not knowing anything, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think that's a problem, and we'll pay for it unless we get over it.
If it weren't for Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton, who would go on MSNBC to bat for the Democratic establishment, even after they have failed miserably in the recent presidential election? So much so that Donald Trump won the popular vote along with the Electoral College vote. Now, Bill Clinton was on MSNBC responding to a question about Trump's second cabinet and whether he was shocked at who Trump has chosen so far. Take a look at what he had to say.
He believes he can just say, well, I appointed these people, they're smart, and they're going to shake things up. But I think that in demonizing all establishments and all people who wear a tie like you and me to work and have a good education, we are breaking down the legitimacy of not only people who may be too sanctimonious and too set in their ways in the past, but also people who actually know things that are very important for us today and very important for our continued growth and prosperity and harmony.
What I think pro-establishment people like Bill Clinton seem to miss is that there is a difference between someone just being unqualified and someone who might be qualified but is just anti-establishment because they are able to see through, a sober perspective that the establishment politics, especially on the Democratic side, has led to basically an exodus of Democratic voters, people who traditionally supported the Democrats, but felt increasingly that the Democratic establishment wasn't serving their best interests and were instead going along with pro-corporate policies that were making their lives worse, while also serving up identity politics, which also tends to make their lives worse in some ways. Now, in regard to where the hearts and minds of American voters are, I mean, we just went through the presidential election. I think that gave us a huge clue as to where hearts and minds are at. But more Americans are, in fact, rejecting traditional establishment political figures.
Do me a favor, guys. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe if you haven't. Drop some comments, man. Y'all know I'll be reading them comments. Man. Let's get it back to the video.
To actually represent their best interests. So this is according to Pew Research. I want to give you some data before we go to Cenk. Just 4% of U.S. adults say the political system is working extremely or very well. Another 23% say it is working somewhat well. About 6 in 10, 63% express not too much or no confidence at all in the future of the U.S. political system. And in a 2022 Pew Research Center survey, majority said the federal government unfairly benefits some people over others, doesn't respond to the needs of ordinary Americans, and isn't adequately careful with taxpayer money. That was in 2022 during Biden's administration. So I just think people like Bill Clinton are living in la-la land because the status quo worked out real well for him and his friends. But for the majority of American voters, clearly that has not been the case. And if Democrats keep taking advice from the likes of Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton, they're in a world of trouble. because they're already bleeding support, and going in the same direction isn't going to help.
Yeah, there's two different topics that are being conflated here. So let me break them both down. So first, on the education point that Bill Clinton is making, there is the issue whether you're qualified and whether being qualified is a good thing or a bad thing. And then there's the issue of your perspective. And that's the one they never address. So is it true that having an education is better than not having an education? Generally speaking, yes, right? An education saved my family's life. My dad was a very poor farmer. He was able to get a free college education in Turkey back.
I'm going to just be honest with y'all. I don't know what the hell he talking about. Yeah, I'm going to just call a spade. I don't know what the hell chunky yogurt is even what, huh? Why did he come in like, listen, I'm the only one here skilled enough to explain this, all right? Now, back when my family had a farm, excuse me? I'm lost. I'm lost as hell, man. Bless his heart. Maybe I just don't like his delivery. Tell me in the comment section, y'all rock with his delivery? Y'all think he killing it? I think chunky yogurt is the staple of TYT. Is he really like the best? I don't know. I don't speak woke. So y'all gonna have to explain it to me a little bit. But I just want to get off a roast real quick.
Becoming a mechanical engineer, and it led to us eventually living the American dream. So you're not going to get someone more pro-education than me, and I believe that people should be qualified for their positions. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean that you're the best pick. Why? Because what is your perspective? What is your bias? Have you ever even thought about it? Because you have all these people that are among the elites, the establishment, and they do policies that favor their group, which is the elites and the establishment. And they don't even oftentimes know that they're doing that. It's a groupthink where everyone in that group, everyone in that tribe agrees. They're like, get tax cuts for the rich. That stimulates the economy, right? And they go around the room and everyone is rich and they go, yeah, I love the tax cuts for the rich, love the tax cuts for the rich, love the tax cuts for the rich. Well, let's go do that because that's what educated, qualified people would do. No, brothers and sisters, that's what educated, qualified people that want to help the rich would do. So can you prove that your policies actually help the average man? No, and you don't even bother. People aren't mad at you if you're in the establishment because you got a good education. They're mad at you because of the laws that you pass, using that education for your benefit rather than all of our benefit. So don't come at me with education. I went to the same schools you did, okay? And education, and actually, to be fair to Bill Clinton, saved his life too. Like, I get the value of it. The problem is you're misusing your qualifications to help your rich buddies, and you can't even see it because I'm asking the fish to house the water, and Bill Clinton's answer is what water?
Yeah.
Okay, so now there's a second conflation going on.
Because let me just make one quick comment on that. Look, I totally agree that people who are qualified should serve in these important positions and all of that. But I think another problem with the Democrats is how elitist they sound, right?
Yes.
We're the smartest, we're the educated ones. Everyone else doesn't know what they're talking about. Everyone else isn't as qualified as we are. And just stop with that already. They don't understand. I don't think they realize they're doing it, but they're doing it and it's not coming across well.
Well, look, I'll give you a quick personal example of my life. I'll go on NPR or something. Actually, it's only happened once to my knowledge or to my recollection. And people will be outraged by me because I won't be whispering, right? Tonally, they're like, "Ugh, populists, don't like it." Okay. Oh, and I'm not in favor of the status quo. So I'll ask them to change things like Mitch McConnell. Ooh, not bad. And Nancy Pelosi. Ooh, bad. Don't change Nancy Pelosi. Right. And they'll assume that I'm a ruffian, a barbarian, a Visigoth.
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah. And in my attitude, I am. That's right. But so here comes the interesting part. When challenged, I'm like, oh yeah, really? Okay, what are your qualifications? And then I say, oh, I went to Wharton Business School and Columbia Law School, every time the reaction I get is shock. They're like, really?
Yeah, you're not.
No one's ever said, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. In those circumstances. In those circumstances, every single time they're shocked. Why? Because they assume that if you're highly educated, you do sweet little whispers about how the status quo is great.
This is hilarious. It's mad funny to me. Because the fact that they both have valid points, right? I never thought I would say that. Sometimes they get sprinkles of it, right? Separately. And the other one will rival against. The only thing I don't like about this, right? What this got to do with you, chunky yogurt, like bacon grease? Why you keep just pulling into your personal stuff? I get doing that occasionally. That's all he do at this point. Like he is constantly, and this reminds me of back when I was in the 6th grade and excuse me, huh? Like, why did we, like, yo, you didn't even give me a chance to agree with you. Like, this dude is a comedian. Yo, Chunky Yogurt is pure comedy. I know he want to do the political thing. Listen, you are a comedian, bro. You're a comedian, right? You're like the drunk uncle that just be just jibber jabbing, and you bring it back to yourself somehow, right? You just somehow. You just like, yeah, and then I don't even have time to agree with you, but they both were saying some things that were valid. I have to admit that. Am I saying that I love TYT now and that I don't think they're woke? No, that sounds nuts. They just have some non-woke moments when occasionally they'll say something that's truthful. But hey, want me to say? It's a possibility. Never would have thunk, right? I'm right there with you, though. I'm right there with you. But yeah, I didn't hear anything that was like woke. In fact, I was hearing a lot of things that sounded like it was almost anti-woke. I don't know. Tell me what you think down in the comment sections. Maybe it's something I missed, right? You could probably explain to me like what they said that was woke, right? But in my opinion, yeah, I don't really disagree much, right? I definitely ain't a Clinton fan. Just shut his ass up. But that's just my personal opinion. Tell me what you think down in the comment section. Hit the like button, share the video as well. And also check out my channel memberships.